How everybody doing? So, I was supposed to be releasing a couple of videos last week as I had scheduled. Had an unfortunate circumstance fall upon thee. I called it chicken pox. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. It hurt real bad. Like, it wasn't cool at all. But anyway, the main thing is that I am back now on full schedule. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just surprise release tonight the second episode of ReviewMedies, which was supposed to be coming out 3 weeks ago actually, but when you have things come up, what are you to do? I present to you episode 2 of ReviewMedies, which is me reviewing Streets of Rage 2. Here it is. It's yours. I don't want it anymore. You can have it. How everybody doing? So, I just got one question. You remember the complexity of only having 3 buttons? Most of the times it was either just jump, attack, and a special move, right? Then controller had just 1 button in the middle, or if you were a Nintendo player, you had 2, start and select. But if you played Genesis, you only had 1 button. You had the start button. The main thing you really should think about is, why did these games work? Sometimes I just think that less is more when it comes to games. It's like the more complex that a lot of these games try to get, the more muddled and confusing and convoluted these games become nowadays. Name the last actual beat 'em up where the game featured just your fist, where it ended up actually being good. I'll wait. Yeah. But when you look at this controller, you get a sense of nostalgia, I'm sure. Even though it does have 6 buttons, don't judge me. I didn't lie to you. There was no lies involved. I didn't lie to you.
You're a liar.
I didn't lie to you.
You're a
Shut
liar.
up.
You're a liar.
I will see you after the show.
No, I'm calling my mom.
Nope, you done messed up.
No, I'm calling my mom. I'm gonna call my mom. I'm calling my.
Anyway, sitting up late at night with this controller, 3 buttons, lasts more in my entire life with me than almost any other game I've played, aside from the Zelda series or any other games I may have already mentioned on the show previously. It's just something to really think about, and that's one reason why Streets of Rage 2 is getting reviewed now. Just something about it that actually makes me never forget it. Never forget the moments that I had while playing the game, who I've all played the game with, who I actually was able to share the time with when it comes to this game. So, let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper, shall we? Alright, so when it comes to Streets of Rage 2, it's not a lot of deep topics really to talk about. The game in itself is really simple, straightforward. As soon as you see the gameplay, you know exactly what to do. You whip everyone's ass. That is it. There's no cut and dry, nothing in the middle. Everyone on screen, no one's your friend. You beat everyone's ass. You beat the enemies, the trash cans. When the bosses come up, they got to go. Everybody get it. Nobody is exempt. Everyone gets it. So, when you really think about the simplicity of the game, what makes it great? Well, when you really look around at the stage, like, look at the intro to the first stage. It's like, if you play the original Streets of Rage, you know instantly that this is a throwback to the original. I'm believing it's probably the same area, but when you just look at the detail of the actual level and where you're supposed to be, it's like, okay, this game got a lot of love put into it. So it's actually understood now that this game has a lot of craftsmanship going into it. Then when you blend that with this awesome soundtrack done by Yuzo Koshiro, this is one of the best soundtracks ever. So when you hear not only just the intro music to the game, but just the first level music, as soon as you see stage 1 start, and then you hear the music start up, like you just want to dance, even though it's time to whoop ass, but you just want to dance to it. And it's crazy that you was able to get this sound fidelity out of a Sega Genesis, but it's just something that was just filled with magic. When I first heard it as a child, I knew that this was something that was going to stick with me. Like, even at that point in time, I was like, I'm never going to forget this. So just playing it over and over and over again, you have 8 levels in the game. Playing through those over and over and over again, you begin to know where all the extra lives are, where all the enemy placements are already going to be. And so now, later in my life, this is just speaking with me personally, but I'm pretty sure it's with everyone who plays this game faithfully as I do, it becomes almost a speed run to see how fast you can beat it. See if you can beat every enemy to the punch before they even move, or in some levels get up off of a bench or anything. Why are they laying down? Why? Why are they waiting? Like you would think that all of the enemies would be bum rushing you, trying to stop you from getting to Mr. X, but no. These guys are laying down on benches in the swamp. Why are they laying down in the swamp? I never understood that. That is something that's been baffling me since I first played. I don't understand it. I mean, you got to think about the smell. Really think about the smell of this guy. My God. Ugh. But that's besides the point. Just the overall scope of this game, it actually changes its importance as you get older. So it's like when I was younger playing it, but like, oh, this is a good game. And over time, you just realize, I'm like, oh, this is a great game. And then now, where I'm at in my life, at the age of 23, I realize this is one of my favorite games possibly crafted of all time. And when something like that happens, that's when you know that you have something of a high level of importance on your hands. So that's just something small speaking about Streets of Rage. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the actual gameplay within itself. Like I said originally, the gameplay is very, very simple. All you have is 3 buttons. So you have your jump, you have your normal attack, then you have your special attack. Now, your special attack works in multiple ways. From what I know is if you attack while you have momentum, use the special attack while you have momentum, you won't use any life. Now, if you just are spamming the A button, just spamming it, trying to do nothing but attacks, you will lose life, and eventually, if you're down to your last little bit of health, you won't be able to use it anymore. So that's just something to think about when you're in a pinch. If you need to use the button, if you don't have any life left, it might not be the smartest idea, even if you can't play the game well and you die anyway. That's just how that works sometimes. I'm sorry, but yeah. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and just talk about the graphics for a little bit here. Yes, this game has a repeat of enemies, but when you really look at them, even though the main 2 is going to be Garcia and Donovan, that's going to be the 2 you're going to see in every level of the game. Now, the color palette changes and their name changes, and I believe their actual skill base and their AI level changes as you progress through the game, but their actual sprites stay the same during the entirety. Even in Streets of Rage 3, which is the game after this, they are still present there. So it's like, are they clones? Do they all shop at the same place? Well, we know that the guys that are Donovan, they don't shop anywhere dealing with shirts. They just get straight pants and shoes. Running around here looking like DMX. That John crazy. Looking like he might bark at somebody. But one thing I never knew is what is on the back of these guys' jacket. Is it a crow? Is it a black girl with pigtails? Is it broad shoulders with no head? I don't know. I never understood. I've been trying to figure this out forever. But whenever you look at them fighting, look at their stance. Just pay attention to it. They just slide their feet. Even when they're standing still, they're just sliding their feet. And I never understood the actual movement techniques that they use to fight. I wonder how that would work in real life. Then for one of my favorite moments, which is at the end of stage, well, not stage one, but part one of stage one, is whenever you run into Jack, the knife-wielding guy with the crazy hair who looks like he just injected a crap load of heroin and methamphetamines. He needs therapy. I just love the simple fact that there is a car right there. We know that that's his car. He just came from the side of it, or that's someone else's car and he was waiting for you like a real thug would. And it's just the design choices of this, like how the lamp is flickering right here next to the restaurant where you will go into next after defeating Jack. And it's just the overall design choices of everything is just it's so beautifully set up. I love it. Now, in all games, we all have health. We all know that health pickups are never really realistic in any game ever, period. But a turkey hidden in a trash can, you would think that would have the opposite effect of like making you feel better. Like, how long has that turkey been there? That's number one. These little apple things, how long have they been there? That's number two. When you eat them, are they crunchy? Do they have mold on them? They look like they are fresh out the oven. So when you really think about it, it's like there's a lot of factors on like who put them there. Like, why are they in the trash can? But that's probably just too much thinking. It's not really necessary. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, so I got to speak on this soundtrack. This is my personal go-to soundtrack in any situation. When I'm working out, doing anything out in the street or anything, I always listen to the soundtrack no matter what. I even have one of the levels set as my ringtone. Yuzo Koshiro is probably one of my favorite composers of the Sega generation, because they not only did this, but he did Shinobi, did a wealth of games. But this is among my favorite that he has ever done, period. Every single level, every score in this game, every sound effect, everything just hits perfectly. One of the best songs in the game, which was actually on my top 10's soundtrack, is the theme song for the game itself and the music for the final level. Now, this is just one of my favorite songs, mainly because it just encompasses that you're not only at the final level, but you feel the entire weight of the journey on your shoulders when you get there. Because you see every single enemy, every single boss that you face throughout the game, everyone is in this mansion. And like I said in that video, how much is rent? Where did they all stay? How big is this mansion? Like, they're all there on every level waiting for you. And it's just, the scale of it is incredible. Even to today's standards, the scale of this game is just the thought of everything is incredible. Now, to the extent of the story of Streets of Rage 2, you have the intro sequence, which tells you that the game does take place 1 year after the original Streets of Rage, and one of the original characters, Adam, gets kidnapped. Now, your main basic thing is you are playing with his younger brother Skate in this, or Sammy in the Japan version, which is called Bare Knuckle. You're basically on a rescue mission to get Adam back and also take out Mr. X once and for all, because for some reason, whatever you did at the end of the first one, it didn't work. He back, and his perm is glorious. Like, a lot of people don't understand that, but look at it. Just look. Yeah, that. But never mind that. Never mind that. Our main thing is with this game is that, just like most Sega games, the story is very minuscule. It's there just to set up a purpose for you to do what you're doing. And the simple fact that we get that with this game is incredible to me, because they could have just did it like Sonic, where they just put you in the stage and you just play and you just have fun. Do I think that if there was no story, it would have taken away from it? I believe now playing it probably would have had some kind of effect on it, but being younger and just playing any game at that day and age probably wouldn't have had any effect on the game. It probably would have 9 times out of 10 had the same effect on me as it does now if it didn't have a story in it. But at the end of the day, I'm glad it's there, and it's a pretty good piece of history when you actually look it up and everything and read into it. So yeah, that's a pretty good area. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just break down all 4 areas of this. When it comes to gameplay, you're gonna get a sexy 10. When it comes to graphics, you're going to get a sexy 10 with a little question mark, because I do have questions on why some of the design choices are there, but it is a solid 10. Love everything about it. The sound is an 11. Yes, I said it. It's an 11 out of 10. And the story is going to get a 10 out of 10 also, just for the simple fact that it's being there did add to the experience for me. Alright, so when we total everything up, this game is going to get a very nice, cold, wet, dark turkey, shivering, scared by itself, and a trash can out of 10. Yes, that's what that is. That's a turkey in a trash can that get broke and opened by your fist and or foot, or a nice drop kick mid sky to it. I think that's a good score. That's a good score. Thank you guys for watching my video, sitting through that craziness. Had a lot of information in my head that I've been wanting to put down for a while about this game, so finally got it, finally was able to do it, so that's good for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.